Today I'm going to tell you about the 20 questions which I was given to tell you about. Tell you now I would like to start with the first question. I want to learn English, but I can't understand how. The first question is I want to learn English, but I can't understand how. Is it important to learn grammar? I can read, I can write, but when it comes to speaking, I fumble. Will I ever be able to learn English? Is it good enough to learn grammar? Not at all. Is it good enough to learn vocabulary? Not really. People say that I will have to think in English, but can anybody tell me how to think in English? Nobody can tell you because it's almost impossible. Is it good enough to learn daily use sentences? It won't serve your purpose either. Then what do I do? You do one thing. For the next 1 month, you will not speak even a single word of Hindi. I know you will hesitate in speaking English with your parents. If you wish them, you can talk to them in Hindi language. But with anybody else, you will not speak even a single word of Hindi. Promise yourself simultaneously improve your grammar, learn daily use sentences, work hard to improve your vocabulary. I know it's difficult but not impossible. Once you make a decision, even the universe can't stop you. And the second question is, sometimes I get into a dilemma whether I'll be able to speak English or not. Second question is, sometimes I get into a dilemma whether I'll be able to speak English or not. But in the next moment, I realize, why can't I? Nobody in this world is born with a language. Whatever we learn here only. So how am I different from others? How am I inferior to anybody else? If I practice speaking English every day, if I read English articles every day, if I write on any topic in English at all, I'm supremely confident I'll make a difference. From today, from today onwards, I'll work harder than the hardest. Earlier, I studied for 2 hours. Now I'll study for 4 hours. I'll double my efforts. It will make my achievements twofold. I'll do one thing. I'll visit the website www.spokenenglish.guru. In the menu, I'll click on the blog. I'll read at least one blog every day. Whichever the words will trouble me, I'll search them in Google and learn. I'll learn English at any cost. I'll get a good job or I'll do my own business. Irrespective of anything I do, I'll make my parents proud of me. And the third question is, what is the most important for learning English? Third question is, what is the most important for learning English? A positive thinking, it is all about mindset. As you think, so you become. Ask yourself, have you really given your 100% to learn English? I still remember there was a girl named Anjali. She had a strong desire to learn English. She used to read the newspaper for 2 hours. I couldn't believe that how she was able to do that. It was just a matter of thinking. I was common and she was rare. Maybe that's why where she is today and where still I am. And the fourth question is, how to remove hesitation while speaking English. Do you hesitate? Do you awkwardly pause while speaking or trying to speak in English? Are you indecisive about what to speak and how to speak? If you are affirmative answer to these questions, you are just at the right place. I won't tell you not to hesitate any further. Rather, I'll tell you how you can practically get rid of it. Are you ready? So let's start with the process of subverting your hesitation and building your confidence. I wouldn't begin by addressing the problem, but the cause of the problem first. So we hesitate when we have a little knowledge, when we don't have enough practice, or we have inferiority complex from others who are better than us. Little knowledge means what you hold over the vocabulary or the pronunciation may not be strong enough. You may not be able to even make small sentences in present, past, future. So even if you want to converse in English, your mind and subconscious drive you around and pull you back. So due to which due to which you due to which your confidence doesn't mount the flight, rather crashes. Another reason for hesitation could be a lack of proper practice. Practice is the prerequisite for mastering any skills in the world. Eh? Mastering any skills in the world. Lack of practice lowers your confidence, owing to which you are well aware of the grammatical rules. You tend to stammer. You tend to start stammering. You tend to start speaking in English. Another possible reason for hesitation could be low self-esteem and inferiority complex from others who are better than us in speaking English. And the next question is, how to improve vocabulary. I'm sure English as a language has already made you curious as well as puzzled, because this language has vital importance in today's time. and we must have a stronghold over it. In order to do so, we have to have a strong vocabulary. But as the saying goes, Rome, real, Rome wasn't really built in a day. It does take time to build up a strong vocabulary with a language like English, which is very confusing. For example, the plural of man is man, but the plural of pen is not pen. So it's not really easy to improve vocabulary in an easy manner. It's the first and the basic need to learn the vocabulary. Earlier, people used to keep a mini dictionary handy. These days, it can be replaced by installing a installing a simple app on your phone. You can now browse new words, look up for certain words, and bookmark words, and save for save for later reference at all your comforts. And in fact, many apps have a feature words of the day in which they not only mention the they not only mention the meaning of the word the but also uses how you can use the word in a sentence. Not just English. Reading is essential for mastering any language in the world. I don't want you to read 500 English pages at 500 500 pages at once, but I suggest you to read at least 5 pages from a different source, from a different source, and from a different source, and learn 2 to 5 words a day, and make them note, and keep thinking about. Sorry, ma'am. And keep thinking about the words irrespective of where you are and what you are doing. Learning English movies and watching English news with subtitles on is another way to improve English vocabulary. Suppose that you manage to learn 10 new words in a day, and just try to create a story or a paragraph using these 10 words, and this will help you to retain the word in the memory for a longer period of time. No matter how many words you mug up, if you don't use them, then it's of no use. You need to use those words which you have learned, so that you can remember those words for a longer period of time. And the next question is translation a really effective method to improve English? So, as we belong from a Hindi medium school, so in our mind, first we think in English and then we translate in English. So that's why people who belong from a Hindi medium school feels very nervous in speaking English. But translation is a very good method. By using, we can learn so many things, like learning to speak English is as difficult as learning to play the guitar, qualifying the IAS exam, or going to the gym to get a six-pack body. You might feel that perhaps I have made a slightly wrong comparison, but even if I myself haven't achieved all the things at professional level, but I have seen people achieving all the things. The common factor in achieving all the things is they all require a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of patience, and a lot of persistence. And as far as learning to speak English is concerned, those of you who feel shy because you think that people will laugh at your mistake, then at least in this life, you will never be able to learn to speak English. There is only one rule to be successful. Don't think about what others are thinking about you, and give your everything to reach your destination.